One of two things is going on. Donald Trump is refusing to admit why he got an MRI, or Donald Trump has no idea why he got an MRI. Both are really concerning. We are now into month 2, or maybe even close to month 3, of trying to answer a very simple question. What part of Donald Trump's body got an MRI at his recent physical? Why was the MRI done? These are not difficult questions. Donald Trump was asked about it again on Air Force One, and he goes, I don't know what they looked at, and I don't know what the results were, but I know it was absolutely incredible. And Trump goes into the normal hyperbole that no doctor would ever say about an MRI.
If we denuclearize.
Mr. President, could you tell us why you needed to get an MRI? I understand that the results were good, but what was it for?
Because it's part of my physical. Getting an MRI is very standard. Well, you think I shouldn't have it? Other people get it.
Typically, an MRI
I had an MRI.
Specific part of your body.
Here's what the story is. I had an MRI. The doctor said it was the best result he has ever seen as a doctor.
No one has seen a better MRI result. You guys believing this crap?
That's it. But I had an MRI as part of my standard yearly, or I think they do it every 2 years, but I have the physical every year, and the result was outstanding.
Was it your brain?
Did you
or
know?
heart, or...
I have no idea what they analyzed.
The question was it your brain? And he goes, I have no idea.
But whatever they analyzed it well, and they said that I had as good a result as they've ever seen. Now, the other thing I took, as you know, very advanced test on mental acuity.
Okay, that's also a lie. Trump didn't take an advanced test. He took the Montreal Cognitive Assessment. It's a brain injury and dementia screening test. Okay, think about what Trump is saying. They put him in an MRI machine, and he didn't go, why are we doing this? What are we looking at? Now, if you've had an MRI, as I have, you know that depending on what they're looking at, your head might be in the tunnel, very uncomfortable, or your foot might be in the tunnel and your head is out and it's a much more comfortable experience. I've had a couple of MRIs. Think about it. I don't know what they looked at. I remember every single one. I was a kid for one of them. How do you not know? As some of you know, I've had 5 or 6 fainting episodes over my life. When I was a kid, the pediatrician after one said, let's do a brain MRI. Let's rule out a seizure type thing. Let's do it. I was like 11. I remember it. About a decade ago, I was having a click in my right knee. We got MRIs of both knees. Turns out I have something called, ready for this one? You ready for this? Discoid meniscus in my right knee. It's sort of like your meniscus, instead of being shaped like a C, is kind of like flattened out. Okay, that's why my knee was clicking. That's why I got the MRI. He doesn't know why he got it or what body part it was. So I don't know what would be worse. Is it worse if Trump doesn't know? Is it worse if Trump forgot? Is it worse if he does know and he's simply not telling us? But every single one of these conversations only raises even more questions. Now, I don't even have a guess. I'm going to go even further. I wouldn't even be surprised at this point if it wasn't an MRI. If Trump really doesn't know what's going on, it might have been a CAT scan. X-rays are different, so I doubt it would have been that. But does Trump have any idea what is going on? And you know he's lying, at least about part of it, because the doctor said, sir, we've never, as professional doctors, we have never looked at an MRI and seen anything so perfect. So I just want you to really imagine for a moment, if Barack Obama had been this cagey about an MRI.
Obama.
That guy. Or forget about Obama. Imagine if Biden, imagine for a moment if Joe Biden had his second physical in a year. We weren't really told why. We get a report that reads like a propaganda document. It doesn't mention an MRI. But then a couple months later, Biden goes, yeah, I had an MRI. Oh, what for? I don't know. And then his press secretary is asked, what was the deal with that? And she goes, it was awesome. It was an incredible MRI. A month goes by. The press secretary is asked again, any more information on the MRI? And she goes, no, President Biden had an MRI and it was awesome. And then Biden's asked about it again. And he goes, whatever they looked at, I have no idea, but it was unbelievable. They would be calling for Biden's immediate resignation or removal via the 25th Amendment. And when you look at right-wing media, they go, why are they so obsessed with the MRI? Why? What's going on here? Well, this is the most opaque presidency on presidential health that I can remember ever covering. And I covered the Biden administration. So I'll leave it to you again. What do you think the MRI was of? And do you think Trump doesn't remember, was never told, or is refusing to tell us? Let me know what you think. I love it when a box of bottles of wine from Naked Wines shows up at my house. We unpack it. I'm partial to the white wine. My girlfriend is more partial to the red wine. Our sponsor, Naked Wines, is a wine club that will connect you directly with independent winemakers all over the world. This means you are getting world-class wine delivered to your door at up to 60% less than what you would pay in stores. And the reason is very easy. No middlemen, no huge markups, just the winemakers and you. Every box has introduced us to bottles we never would have picked up on our own, makes any regular weeknight dinner feel a little more special, and it's an easy way to enjoy great wine without overthinking it too much, whether you're a wine expert or you're like me and you know virtually nothing at all about wine. Head to nakedwines.com/Pakman. Use the code Pakman as the code and password to get 6 bottles for only $39.99, shipping included. The link is in the description.